Hello everybody. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hello, welcome to my channel. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I post sit-down videos explaining all the TikTok drama to you. My name is Carly Gifford, and I absolutely love watching TikTok, so I figured why not make a little commentary about it. Now, before every video, I tell you guys which chapstick I'm using and what I'm drinking. I just finished my morning coffee, and I'm using my watermelon Burt's Bees chapstick. Other than that, I really don't have anything to preface this video with, so I think we'll just jump right into it. Okay, so today we are mainly going to be talking about Sabrina Carpenter and Alix Earle. Now, first we're going to start with Sabrina. So I think we all know Sabrina Carpenter started off on Disney Channel, and then she started making music. She is a singer as well as actress. She is very talented. She's a good dancer as well. Her songs are honestly so girly pop and so fun. I think they just have such a fun, bubbly type of vibe about them. I don't know. I really do enjoy her music. Now, she is very controversial because at her shows, she will sometimes do the Eiffel Tower position, and a lot of parents have a lot of issues with that. But honestly, I feel like really you should be, looking up the concerts that your kids want to go to, maybe just getting a feel for the music and the kind of maturity level that they are, before you let your kid go to them. That could just be me. But that is one thing that people really do not like about Sabrina Carpenter's concerts. I honestly do not care. It doesn't bother me in the slightest because everyone is fully clothed. Now, a lot of her music is, I would say, more about female empowerment and having control in your life, your love life, stuff of that nature. Now, in some of her music videos, she is dressed in lingerie, and the overall tone of the music videos sometimes does feel a little bit more juvenile, but then for some reason she's wearing lingerie in that same setting. So that is honestly kind of weird. I don't really love that, but
I do wonder what challenging misogyny looks and sounds like to someone like Sabrina Carpenter, as we see her lean into more of this little girl aesthetic paired with promoting herself in very hyper ways. For example, in February of 2024, Sabrina Carpenter was performing in Mexico, and she did like an outro or intro, and these were the words that she sang. "I'm full grown, but I look like a niña," a little girl. "Come put something big in my," yeah, that word. I don't even know if I can say that word. "Mexico, I think you are bonita." Another example would be in March of 2023 when she was performing in Fort Lauderdale and sang these lyrics. "I've got a dirty mind, but I am so pure. Call me Dora, his body I explore. Fort Lauderdale, you're kicking off the whole tour." Obviously a reference to the children's cartoon Dora the Explorer. Here's another example from Sabrina's performance in Singapore in March of 2024. "Gardens by the Bay, I want to go there. Then I'll take you somewhere that has no hair. Singapore, you are so perfect, it's no fair." And these are lyrics that she is singing at performances where she will consistently, infamously hit some kind of intimate bedroom pose on stage. So we have references to children's cartoons. We have references to having no hair in certain places. We have the acknowledgement that she looks like a little girl. And then we pair that with her new album artwork that has many different nods and references to the movie Lolita. If you are unaware of what that movie is, it's a very, very disturbing movie that romanticizes a much older man sexualizing a little girl and normalizing the entire process of it. It's very disturbing. It's just a movie that never should have been created. Like, it really just feels like Sabrina's creative team got lost somewhere in between the old Hollywood aesthetic, the Bridget Bardot, the Marilyn Monroe, or even like the Fran Fine aesthetic, and they've taken a wrong turn and kind of ended up in this like toddlers in tiara aesthetic, and they've mashed them together, and we are met with something weird in the middle. I absolutely think that Sabrina has a niche in the old Hollywood aesthetic, but I don't believe that that niche has to intersect with the normalization of the adultification of little girls. And this boundary that we're seeing Sabrina starting to dance around a little bit is not a really uncommon thing that happens in Hollywood. We saw Britney Spears and her creative team also being into this similar aesthetic back in her earlier years. The schoolgirl outfits, the pigtails, some of her photo shoots. And like I said, this album cover is not the first time we've seen Sabrina reference Lolita directly. We've seen it in photo shoots that she's done, and we can even look at her older music videos and see the very direct nods and references to this movie. Even in Sabrina's recent Skims campaign, there is that same kind of crossover where we're seeing Sabrina in a teenage girl's bedroom in her lingerie. The entire old Hollywood aesthetic is gone. We're seeing an image that is supposed to be perceived as an adolescent girl in her bedroom, in her underwear. And without the old Hollywood aesthetic, all we're left with is an aesthetic that normalizes the adultification of a little girl or teenage girl, or other photo shoots where she's in baby doll dresses surrounded by magazines that say things like Sabrina Carpenter Gets Around, mixed in with Teen Beat magazine and spreads that are talking about going back to school. Plain spin the bottle during one of her shows, again clinging to the aesthetic of the teenage girl to appeal to her not wholly but majority teenage audience, while also having moments in her performances that are for very much adult eyes only.
Well, Sabrina recently released her first, single off of a new album called Man-Child, and then she released the album artwork, and it's her on all fours with a man off camera holding onto her hair, and the album is called Man's Best Friend. Now, this has opened up a lot of conversation into whether or not this album cover is satirical, ironic, or if it's misogynistic. People have a lot of different feelings on this cover, but I would say the people you hear the most from are people that just do not like what this album has to say. This album cover, I should say, has to say.
No matter how you feel about the album cover, you cannot remove art from the context in which that art was created. And Sabrina Carpenter is an American woman putting this photo out at a time where women in her country are losing their rights all over, right? And violence against women is at an all-time high. The valid criticisms around the cover, there are a lot of criticisms that I would say are probably not super valid, but there are a lot of valid ones. And the valid criticisms are not necessarily about what she personally meant by it. It's more about how this lands in like the cultural and political context.
Because the optics of that album, because that's going to be part of her legacy, the optics of an album where she's getting dragged by the hair by a man, it's just not actually empowering. And I doubt that there's any kind of song on there that like redeems this imagery, this optic.
Sabrina Carpenter has got to have the worst fan base in the fucking world. Because what do you mean that the girl first started out making very regular music, fully clothed, right? And y'all paid her fucking dust. Like, y'all damn near demanded that the girl have to cosplay prostitution in order to become a mainstream artist. She does that. Y'all eat it the fuck up. But now, all of a sudden, she's come out with an album where the cover art is a picture of her on her hands and knees with a dude standing above her holding her hair. And now y'all don't like her no more. That's where y'all draw the line. I'm talking about, oh yeah, well, now she's catering to the male gaze. Are we talking about the same Sabrina Carpenter? The girl has literally always catered to the male gaze. Like, whose gaze do you think that she's catering to when she's crawling on her hands and knees on stage? Because it's fine when she does it on stage, but it's not fine when she does it in the cover art. Like, whose gaze do you think she's catering to when she comes out on stage wrapped in a towel and then rips it open for the crowd so they could see her little skimpy, leotard one piece? Whose gaze do you think that she's catering to when she's on stage posing in different smex positions and bouncing up and down, simulating her riding a D? Because it's not like she's up there simulating scissoring somebody. It's not like she's up there pretending to eat a cat, right? She's up there bouncing up and down like she's bouncing on you-know-what. Whose gaze do you think she's catering to then? I mean, the girl is like a mix of like cosplaying prostitution and cosplaying a 1950s housewife. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know when y'all believe that she was like this deep philosophical person with these like super deep lyrics. The girl kind of just like talks about how tiny and like desirable she is all the time. I'm not saying that she's never like come out with a song with some true meaning, because I know that she has. He's catering to the male gaze just as much as like Marilyn Monroe did back in the day.
However, there are some people that are like, yo, I really don't care. It's not that deep.
Hot take, but I don't care that Sabrina Carpenter's new album cover is misogynistic. That girl's doing the exact same thing she's been doing for a year and a half, and you guys were eating it up then. Totally valid to think the timing is in poor taste, but I find it fucking weird the discourse around a 25-year-old pop star woman being far more critical than the discourse around the incels on the internet, your local government official, and ICE raiding the streets. It's cyclical and thematic to point all of this aggression at a young woman instead. Talk about whatever you want, but I have other things to criticize. with my time, and all of them are men.
It could quite literally be an album about her overcoming the need to sensationalize herself, to sexualize herself, to align herself with these men, to palette herself more to these men in order to get her to where she needed to go in her career. In the Rolling Stone article that she released today, she talked about how sex sells. Those are the songs that became the most popular. Her Juno Position thing is what became the most popular about her tour. Trending on social media, all of those things. Perhaps this album is going to tell the story about that.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I looked at Sabrina Carpenter's new album cover and it don't give me satire. It just mostly because she's not a thought leader. She's a pop star. And that's not to say that you can't be both, right? People have made art that was both like moving and striking, and then it gets people to think differently. But I just don't think that's her goal, intention, or like her impact. I don't think that's what's happening. I think she's just a freaky little white girl. And I think that makes some people uncomfortable. And in trying to defend it, they're just like, no, you just don't get it. Really, it's not much to get. Like, I kind of feel like this is where her brand has been going. Yeah, her show's deep throwing mics now on her knees, like having the Eiffel Tower shit going. You know what I think she just wants us to see, like, no, I be getting down. Like, this is what I be on, baby. Bedcamp. I just didn't look at that cover and go, oh my God, she's on her knees. She's crawling to this man. And it's a metaphor. It's representative of how men actually are the ones that dog. No, I just think she liked being on her knees.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with Sabrina Carpenter's album cover. You don't have to like it, but there's nothing wrong with it. It has been almost a full week, and I have a video with 6.5 million views talking about this. And for the past week on that video, I am consistently getting hundreds of comments every hour of people arguing like this is the worst thing they've ever seen in their entire lives. Like this is the worst thing any public figure has done this entire year. And it's getting a little crazy, and we're gonna talk about it. Let me repeat, whether you like it or not, there's nothing inherently wrong with this. This is a pop star. This is an adult woman. This is not somebody who markets themselves for children. It is not the responsibility of a pop star to parent your children, nor to cater their brand to be appropriate for your children.
Honestly, I kind of fall under the category of like, hey, it's not that deep. Artists have been making kind of controversial album artwork since the beginning of time, so I'm sort of like, whatever. Doesn't bother me, but if it is something that bothers you, I also don't want to take away from that. I'm not saying it shouldn't bother you. I'm just saying for me personally, I'm like, whatever. But if you do take issue with it, nothing wrong with that either. Everyone has the right to their own opinion. So now, how does Alix Earle, like, yes, the influencer, Alix Earle, how does she fall into all of this? Well, Alix posted and then deleted this TikTok video.
I'm like scrolling my feed page right now. Everyone's mad, Sabrina Carpenter this, that, and then I just see about a million other things, a million other people. Like, are we not a little miserable as a society? Like, our generation? Like, can we just have some fun? Why are we making everything a problem all the time? Like, I understand, like, it's fun and we give our opinions and our takes and whatever, but I feel like it's gotten to a point where it's like, we can't enjoy anything because everything is, like, so fucking miserable. Like, maybe it's not that deep. Maybe. Who gives a fuck? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm, like, a screw loose in the head, but like I think we would all be happier if we just all collectively stopped caring so much.
And this is really what a lot of people have an issue with.
Why is everyone so miserable? Oh my God, why is everyone so miserable? I feel like you guys just like need to go on vacation or something, like go to Ibiza or something. Oh, you're poor. How about like have a Pepsi, right? Like, I don't get why there's like this protest. It's just like have a Pepsi. Just have a Pepsi. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, you guys. Art is like not supposed to be deep. Like just consume. Just consume. That's what I do, and it's worked pretty well for me. And like I had to face like really a lot of freaking challenge and adversity. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Everyone's just so uptight. Like, what is so bad? What is so bad lately? Everything is fine. Everything's like good. Like, America is great. I mean, like, it's just like, why is everyone should just relax. It's not my fault that you're poor, you know?
Alix Earle should have just gotten on this app and said, I want you guys to pay my bills and shut up. I want you to shut my Amazon storefront. I want you to buy into all my partnerships, but I don't want you speaking on this app. Do not use social media for its intended purpose of being social and fostering connection and conversation. Shop, consume, pay attention to me. It shouldn't be surprising at this point that most mainstream influencers do not give a crap about anything that's happening in global or domestic affairs, but for someone to make a career off of social media and then get on that exact social media platform and tell the people that pay their bills that they're miserable for having conversations on the app is actually unbelievable. And then to delete it, influencers literally don't view you guys as real people. They view you as numbers that they can sell to. You're nothing more than a wallet to these people, and I really, really wish people would realize that. Like, they don't want you speaking. They literally don't even want you speaking. Not enough to make millions of dollars, not enough to literally have your entire family's lives changed. People that now pay your bills, they also have to not speak. That's annoying to you.
This morning I woke up and the first thing that I saw on my For You page was the clips of Alix Earle's video that she deleted, and I wanted to talk about it, but I made a video about it earlier and posted it and it got 0 views. Like, literally immediately shadow banned, and I don't know what that's about, but I'm still gonna talk about it. Again, if you didn't see the video, it's literally just her talking about how annoyed she is that everyone in this generation is just miserable. And first she starts to talk about, like, a little bit of a valid point, like everybody overreacts to everything, you know, like the Sabrina Carpenter song or whatever. Yes, well, I can agree on that aspect of things. Why are you posting that on the day of all of the No Kings protests? And why were you not involved in anything? Or even like made a quick little video just saying your stance on it or showing support in any way. Like, I'm sorry that people's families are being ripped apart. People can't afford groceries. And you're sitting here gloating about your 11-week trip and then complaining that everybody is miserable. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not all, you know, loaded. Some of us actually give a shit about what's going on in the world. Imagine that. No, all the Alix Earle fans, millions of them, are going to come and comment on this and be like, you're just being so dramatic. I'm not, and I don't care.
And yes, I honestly do get where people are coming from, and I would kind of agree. Like, girl, don't you post a lot of stuff about being drunk and throwing up in public, and yes, missing flights. Like, honestly, who cares? You post about that stuff all the time, and you come off as kind of a mess from that. So it's okay for you to do that, but then people can't post about things and topics that they have a certain take on, whether it's good or bad. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Let people do what they want to do. Let them live their lives. If they want to start a conversation on social media, good, great. That's kind of what it's there for, is for people to post their own free speech and to start conversations. So honestly, I do think it is kind of tone deaf of Alix to post that, but that's just me. Honestly, in the end of the day, it's really not that big of a deal, but I do get why people have, you know, a bigger issue with it. But that is the situation with Sabrina Carpenter and Alix Earle, and that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe because it's totally free, so why not? And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.